I have been throughout your constituency today, and I have some business to discuss with you. Before I discuss it, however, let me personally, again, congratulate all the workers of the constituency. Without you, the constituency would not be possible. Your member of parliament would be elected, and the Jamaica Labour Party would not come before you. You are the core and the bedrock of the constituency, and I just thought that I should come here and tell you thanks for your years of support and contribution. You mean a lot to me, and you make me stronger. You make the Jamaica Labour Party stronger. We appreciate you. I also wanted to pass through your area to get a sense of how your organization is developing, and to see your MP at work, and to see your councillors at work. Get a sense of the state of readiness of the constituency. And it is clear that you have been doing work, but you still have work to do. The work of the party never ends. There is always another voter to reach. There is always someone who needs to be convinced. There is always someone who may say, yes, I'm a Labourite, but, and there are many like that. I met a few today who are obviously strong supporters of the party, but there are some issues that have to be resolved. So even as I was handing over some of the social housing to the beneficiaries, I got people telling me, boy, Prime Minister, I love what you're doing, I love this. But the road, and I thought about what I would say to you tonight about the road. And it is all kind of roads, it's not just, your main thoroughfare. It is almost all the roads. I drove throughout, and all the roads here have some challenges. And I reflected upon it, and I was saying to myself, did all the roads go back since 2016? I just made sure to go and check. So I went into the archives and I was looking. And you can go when the road started to abandon. You just check back to when you see the first demonstration about roads in this area. And from 1989 to about 2007, you had one man who ran the place for his wife 18 and a half years. And there were several protests then about roads. Then for 4 years you had another MP, Mr. Bradley, and you had a few protests then about roads. And then you had the man who was here for 18 and a half years come back. And you had some protests then about roads. And then you get a young, strong member of parliament who has a good heart, who is trying his best. And you have had him for about 5 years. About 5 years. And he has got a few roads repaired. You have to ask yourself, why the roads are in this state after 26 years of one man running the constituency. Mr. Danny ran this constituency for 26 years. He was caretaker before, but and then you change, and then you change back, and then you change, and the roads are still in the same condition. So you have to start to think now. You are the workers of the party. You are the people who are going to deal with the people in the community. So you have to start to think. Isn't that easy to change the MPs? It don't really change the condition of the road. Even to change government doesn't change the condition of the road. If changing MPs or changing government doesn't change the condition of the road, then what is the speed thing that makes the road fix? But let me tell you what it is that gets your roads fixed. Asphalt, unlike manna, doesn't drop from the sky. It has to be purchased. Cost of only got money to fix the road. So the only way roads get fixed is if your economy is doing well. If your economy is not doing well, you can still fix roads, but you're going to have to borrow the money. And when you borrow the money, it means that you may be able to fix road for 1 or 2 years, but the next year you have to take the money and pay back the loan. The only way to get your roads fixed is to make sure that whoever is the government runs the economy properly. For too long, we have separated the fixing of the road, the putting in of the water pipe, the fixing of the school, the fixing of the clinic, from the fixing of the economy. So, there's only one government that has fixed the economy, and that is the government that you elected in 2016. You did that. You elected a government that brought down the debt, brought down the unemployment rate, did not put any new taxes on you for 10 years, brought down the poverty rate, bringing down the crime rate. You did that. Your hard work put in place a government that fixed the economy, that is now generating the revenues for us to allocate, and I want you to listen to this, $45 billion in a program that is not going to be whittled away or wasted away. It is a properly structured program called the SPARK program, where it is equitably being fairly divided up amongst constituencies. Every constituency will get 10 roads. And we're not talking about throwing asphalt on the road and just roll it and say we patch it. I'm talking about totally rehabilitating the roads and putting in proper drainage and putting in the proper, what they call camber on the road, meaning putting the proper arch on the road so that when rain falls, the water runs to the side and to channels rather than to eat off the whole surface of the road, which is a problem in this constituency. Because these roads were not built when they were built 40, 50, 60 years ago with proper drainage and proper camber, meaning the road have a little curvature on the surface. So as we rebuild them, these roads are going to last another 7 to 15 years. Now, this constituency will have its 10 roads, and I leave your member of parliament to tell you which 10 we will be doing in this first phase. We have another program called the REACH program. And the REACH program is designed to give you some temporary relief. And as I was driving around, I saw some of the roads that have benefited under the REACH program. And it was rough away you have, start to repair in some areas, you start to see them patching them out. What we are going to have to do is to expand the REACH program so that you get a little break with the driving. Because I know people are complaining, front end. A little youngster stopped me. I stopped at a school earlier today, and when I was leaving, having spoken to the principal about literacy and how the kids were doing, which I'm going to mention that a little later. The youngster stopped me and he went down to my partner and he said, Prime Minister, that big a fix the road and no one ride a bicycle on the road. So I hear the problem, and I understand the problem. And I can stand here without contradiction or making an empty promise to tell you that we will fix your roads. As we have started to fix roads right across the country. It is important that I come here and tell you this as the workers, because I know in the back of your mind, even though you see how well the country is run and how well the economy is doing, we never forget that all politics is local. All politics is what you see in front of you, what you experience in the daily life. So it don't make any sense to you that we are saying, oh, we are fixing the economy and look at the beautiful highways and look at what we have done in St. Thomas. If in your community you are not feeling like you are a part of it. And I appreciate and understand that. There's an old saying that I'm sure all of you would have heard, that Rome was not built in a day. Was not built in a day. Rome lasted for many centuries as an empire. But literally, Rome fell in a day. So it will take us very long to build a government, but it literally takes a day of irrational behavior, frustration, to destroy what we have here. And so within our work accord, we must reinforce the great work of the government. And we must explain to you what is next for your government. And in order for us to deal with the things that are affecting you locally, we have to fix the economy nationally so that it can generate the revenues to support the development in your community. It's a funny thing, very funny thing, because I visited another constituency today, earlier on in the morning. And in that constituency, the cry here was water. A member of the PDP came up to me and she was quite gracious. She said, Prime Minister, we don't have no water, we don't have no water. I said, how long do you have any water? She said, I've been here 14 years now and I don't have no water. Very important fact that we have not been in government 14 years, but this community which has been here for a long time has not had water. But I made a point to her that, you know, you have said that you have been here 14 years and from now in here there is no water. But there are communities similar to that one, which we have started to put water in. Later on that same day, I went to another community, Maho Hill, Maho. And whilst I was there, I knew another social house. A pipe that was close to me broke, and water started to spray all over the place. The pressure in the pipe was so high. Now the people in Maui are not asking me about water. In fact, as I moved through another Clarendon, nobody was asking me about water. Many of the communities would have gotten water. In fact, the member of Parliament is trying to invite them again to come and turn on the water supply. But I want to know if you see the challenge. The people who don't have will say, I don't have. And everybody else listening will say, why don't I have the water? But the people who have those that word, they move on to the next thing, which is road. The point I'm making to you is that there are many improvements happening. But when you have existed for many years without it, the frustration is very high. So even if you get one thing, you're still not happy because you haven't gotten the other things. And as a government, we need to be communicating with you, explaining to you the challenges so that you appreciate it and you understand that there is no attempt with this government to trick you and give you promises. This government has worked earnestly, honestly. We have worked with integrity and fairness. We have worked very hard to deliver to the people of the country that have not had these basic facilities for 30, 40 years from I was a little boy. But it's not going to come overnight. I could come here and tell you, I'm going to fix it tomorrow, and I could give you a big speech. But I think our politics has passed that. I think our workers are mature enough, smart enough, read enough, listen to news enough to be appreciative of a government, of a politician, of a leader who come and tell you what the facts are. So phase one of the journey of this government was to fix the engine, meaning to fix the economy. And we have to be fixing the economy while driving the car. We have by and large fixed it. And now it is time to travel the roads that need attention. So, this lovely community, this lovely constituent, most beautiful, we're going to make sure that your roads are fixed. You're going to get some more roads being repaired under the REACH program and the SPARK program. 2 roads have already been scoped. One, I believe, is about to begin, but both of them have started. And within another few weeks, 2 more will begin. So you're going to start to see the impact of the SPARK program on your community, and greater effort being made under the REACH program to give you some ease as you drive on some of these roads. As I spoke to the teacher at the school that I stopped at, she took out her kids to greet me. They all stood at the side of the road. It was Africa Day, and they were all dressed in various garbs representing the African continent. And I was very impressed. And you could see that this teacher was very passionate about her job as principal of the school. And I asked her, as I usually do when I visit all schools, what was the literacy level at the school? How did the school perform on the grade literacy test? And she told me that the kids were at about 54%. Now 54% is, creditable, but we really want our kids, the rate of literacy to be higher. 90%. there is a challenge, as she pointed out to me, that many of the kids who are in school have fallen behind because they were part of the COVID generation. And in this area, many of them did not have access to the internet to do the online learning. So I'm taking this opportunity to speak to the workers. If you have children in that age group who are in primary school going into their PEP, you have to pay attention to their literacy, because it will have an impact as they move through their school life. So when we come here, it's not just shower. We deal with the things that improve your life. So I appeal to those of you who are workers, and those of you who are parents, and those of you who know some of the parents, urge them to pay attention to the literacy of your children. So as I close, again, let me thank you for your service to the party. Let me thank you for your loyalty and your dedication. It means a lot to us. You have supported a great party, a party that is changing Jamaica for the better. Jamaica today is not the same Jamaica 10 years ago. And I want you to think about it. 10 years ago, the unemployment rate was between 13 and 15%. The youth unemployment rate was as high as 20%. 10 years ago, the national debt was 131% of GDP, meaning that if Jamaica took everything it produced in 1 year and take it and pay the debt, we still have 30% remaining. Today, the debt is 68% of everything we produce. So if we decided to pay off the debt, right, we still have about 32% for ourselves. That is amazing, an amazing transformation in Jamaica. Ten years ago, the government placed $34 billion in taxes on you in 3 years. 34 billion. We have put on 10 budgets and we haven't put on any net new taxes on you. In fact, we have raised the income threshold 3 times. And we are the first government ever to give back to taxpayers in something called reverse tax credit. Some of you here may have benefited from getting that $20,000 directly back into your account. First that has ever happened in the history of Jamaica. 10 years ago, the dollar was sliding like crazy, rapid depreciation. Nowadays, the dollar is stable. 10 years ago, and this is the one that we have to really talk about as a transformation of Jamaica. 10 years ago, the murder rate in Jamaica was somewhere in the region of about 40 per 100,000. Today, the murder rate is almost cut in half. We are somewhere in the region of about 25 per 100,000. That is an amazing transformation. So we are changing Jamaica, and you supported the government to do that. So we are now at what is called the point of inflection, meaning the point where our effort is going to yield greater results. We are now at the point where our economy is ready to take off because of all the great things we have done in the economy. Now is not the time to slow up. Now is not the time to change the good trajectory on which we are. Now is the time for us to recommit ourselves. Now is the time for us to ensure that we protect the gains that we have made in this country. And you are critical to that. So again, workers, supporters, I thank you for the support, and thank you for the loyalty. Let us protect our gains and let us continue to choose Jamaica land we love. God bless you.